our lineage root guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng, to enter into the temple hall. Now, according to the custom at this temple, we're inviting any of you who's here for the very first time or have not been here for a very long time to please stand up and introduce yourself. We came from Taiwan. Very pleased to be here. We came from Singapore. Please stand up together. Come from the same area, please stand up together. We came from England, the Zhendu Lizang Temple. We came from Paris, France. And we are waiting for Grandmaster to go to Paris. From New York City. Welcome. And come from the Diamond Temple in New York City. We came from the True Buddha Chicago Temple. We are from Melbourne, Australia. Yanming Temple and Sanming Chapter. We came from Ireland. This is the leader of the chapter, husband and wife. And we are disciples. We're very happy to be here in Seattle to join this group practice. and we came from Sydney, Australia. 9 chapter. We welcome all of you to participate in this group practice. The main deity is the yellow Jambhala. Clap twice and snap your fingers. Visualize true Buddha lineage. Namo Vairocana Buddha, Namo Buddha Lokana, Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Padma Kumara, Namo Living Buddha Lian-Sheng. Visualize Grandmaster and all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas radiating light to bless us. Recite the Root Guru mantra 7 times. Purification mantras and deity mantra. Mantra. We sincerely invoke the Holy Red Crown Vajra Master, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng. The Holy Red Crown Vajra Master, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng. The Holy Red Crown Vajra Master, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng. The main deity of the group practice, Namo Yellow Jambhala. The main deity of the group practice, Namo Yellow Jambhala. The main deity of the group practice, Yellow Jambhala. Namo Vairocana Buddha at the center. Namo Akshobha Buddha to the east. Namo Amitabha Buddha to the west. Namo Ratnasambha Buddha to the south. Namo Amoghasiddhi Buddha to the north. Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. Namo Medicine Buddha. Namo Golden Mother of the Primordial Jade Pond. Namo Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva. Namo Padma Kumara. Namo Kuan Yin Bodhisattva. Namo Manjushri Bodhisattva. Namo Maitreya Bodhisattva. Namo Vajra Sattva. Namo Guru Padma Sambhava. Namo Mahajundi Buddha Mother. All Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, and divinities. All Buddhas of the 3 times in the 10 directions. All Bodhisattvas and Mahasattvas. Namo Maha Prajna Paramita. Great homage using visualization. First to Root Guru and all Buddhas. Visualize for prostration on the ground. Release the mudra. Second to all Bodhisattvas. Visualize for prostration on the ground. Release the mudra. Third to all Herukas and Dhamma protectors. Visualize for prostration on the ground. Release the mudra. Fourth half bow. Great mandala offering. Form the offering mudra. Visualize the transformations of the offerings to fill the whole universe. Make the offering above to the lineage root guru, all the lineage gurus, the main deity of the group practice, yellow Jambhala, all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and in the middle to all Herukas, Dhammapalas, Dakinis, and divinities, and below to all sentient beings. Recite the offering verse and mantra. Mount Meru, 4 continents and sun and moon, transform into precious offerings for the Buddhas. May this wondrous treasures and merits birds our karma to all of our civilization. Fall for refuge. Visualize our lineage root guru, all the lineage gurus, Buddha jewel, Dhamma jewel, and Sangha jewel to form bright white light to empower us. Recite the mantra. karma protection. Recite Vajrapani mantra 7 times. Recite Haiking Kuan Yin Sutra. First invocation of the 8 great bodhisattvas. children's mantra 7 times.
Picanando, Camini, Kakana, Jito Gani Sohan, Namo Ami Dobo Ye, Dota Gato Ye, Dode Yata, Amini Dobo Bi, Amini Do, Satambo Bi, Amini Do, Picanante, Amini Do, Picanando, Canini, Kakana, Jito Gani Soha。受戒根本传承上师大拜莲花童子手印，观想根本传承上师三光加倍，持莲花童子心咒短咒21遍。Om Guru Lian Sheng Siddhi Hom, Om 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 Guru Lian Sheng Siddhi Hom。受戒黄财神金刚印，先
Form the yellow Jambhala Vajra Mudra. First, visualize the empty space.
念观孔咒
Reset the
Om
mantra.
Sopawa Sutta Sarva Dharma Sopawa Sutohang. Om Sopawa Sutta Sarva Dharma Sopawa Sutohang. Om Sopawa Sutta Sarva Dharma Sopawa Sutohang。观想米上的3支香。
Visualize 3 sticks of incense on a mound of rice, emitting thick smoke. Visualize there is a mundus halfway up Mount Sumeru. At the center of the mundus, a yellow 6-syllable zhen, radiating yellow light. The 6-syllable zhen is revolving to become yellow Jambhala, seated in a half-lotus position, with his right foot slightly extended. His whole body is yellow, the face round. He's wearing a golden crown embellished with jewels and precious gem necklaces. He looks opulent and grandiose. His right hand is holding a treasure that looks like a citrus fruit, and his left hand is holding a treasure mouse. Visualize yellow Jambhala's right toe is swollen and painful. Then silently recite Om Ah Hom 3 times to invoke the 5 Dhyani Buddhas to descend from the sky.
Om Ah Hom Soha. Om Ah Hom Soha。观想空中的五佛，
Visualize the 5 Dhyani Buddhas appearing above yellow Jambhala, radiating 5 color lights to empower yellow Jambhala. Recite the empowerment mantra 3 times.
Om Hom 真色啊，嗡吽真色啊，嗡吽真色啊。由于五佛住空中。Due
to the empowerment of the 5 Dhyani Buddhas upon yellow Jambhala, the pain in his right toe subsided. Yellow Jambhala started to smile, and the mouth of the treasure mouse opens and casts out all the treasures that you wish for on the rice mound, and the rice mound becomes a mountain of gold. 持黄财神本尊经咒108遍，先做此眼珠观想。持咒。Om Jambhala Chalang Chalaye Soha Om 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 Jambhala Chalang Chalaye Soha
Om Jambhala Chalang Chalaye Soha. 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 Jambhala Chalang Chalaye Soha. Om 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 Jambhala Chalang Chalaye Soha. 做9节佛风有三摩地。
Perform 9 cycle Buddha breathing and enter into samadhi.
加持八大本尊心咒及念佛。 Om 阿弥陀瓦塞 Om 玛尼贝米 Hom Om 本南无林陀林娑哈 Om 哈哈哈为什么耶娑哈 Om 这里主里准提娑哈 Om 真巴拉查楞查拉耶娑哈 Om 阿 Hom 贝达格鲁贝玛西迪 Hom 塞 Om 阿 Hom 格鲁贝阿呵萨萨玛哈连生西迪 Hom 迪亚他 Om 贝卡兹亚贝卡兹亚玛哈贝卡兹亚拉扎萨摩卡德黑娑哈。南无36万亿1119500同名同号阿弥陀佛。南无36万亿1119500同名同号阿弥陀佛。南无36万亿1119500同名同号阿弥陀佛。请大家起念，请佛注释祈愿文。具德妙善圣尊秘密主，十方世界佛刹成数佛，大悲有情海会众菩萨，护教金刚空行前顶礼，世间三毒炽盛业漫漫，身心摧折轮回苦无休。圣尊明念降生度迷情，三宝遇事微光护群生。圆天福田所依金刚身，受戒传法灌顶次悉地，佛子提醒注释转法轮，离乐无量无尽众生界。回向愿同念佛者，同生极乐国。上报四重恩，下济三途苦。见佛了生死，如佛度一切。弟子众等愿以此同修功德回向，祈愿圣尊佛体安康，长寿自在，常住世间，永转法轮。恭请圣尊作众回向。
Now inviting His Holiness to perform the overall merit dedication.
敬礼今天的同修本尊Jambhala.
Homage to the main deity of the practice today, the yellow Jambhala, the yellow wealth deity. Homage to the main deity of the group practice today, the yellow Jambhala wealth deity. Homage to the main deity of the group practice today, the yellow Jambhala wealth deity. Homage to the 5 Dhyani Buddhas in the space above. Homage to all the deities. We pray that the 5 Dhyani Buddhas radiate light to bless the yellow Jambhala. We pray that the 5 Dhyani Buddhas radiate light to guide the Bardo spirits to be reborn into the pure Buddha lands. We pray that you bless us so all our karmic sicknesses be eradicated. For the eradication of our karma. May all our adverse affinities transform into supportive and good affinities. May we gain good health. May we be endowed with ample resources and with perfect wisdom. We pray to Jambhala to please bless all participants with ample resources and provisions. May all adversities transform into smooth going. May we live in harmony. Please, the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, radiate light upon us so that we are endowed with good wisdom, that we gain a true power from our spiritual cultivation. May we radiate bright light from our spiritual cultivation. So may we improve our fruitions from our spiritual cultivation. And on our spiritual cultivation, may we beautify the Buddha lands, make it more magnificent. We pray to the 5 Dhyani Buddhas and the yellow Jambhala to please support all disciples. May all be auspicious and goes according to their wishes. May we have good health and benefit from our spiritual cultivation. The 5 Dhyani Buddhas, yellow Jambhala, and gods in heaven, gods on earth, may we be far from all calamities. May all calamities abandon us. Let all disasters turn into dust. May all of our prayers be granted. May all enemies and enmities disappear. May all misfortunes disappear. May all adverse affinities disappear. May all obstructions disappear. We say 100 syllable mantra 3 times.
Sato samaya manupanaya pizza sato tenu paticha zetso me pawa soto kayu me pawa sopo kayu me pawa annorato me pawa sawa sidi me purayacha sawa karma sota me chittamo sidi ren koro hop ha 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 bhagavan sawa tathagata pecamami mancha pece pawa mahasamaya sato ahom pe om peca sato samaya manupanaya peca sato tenu paticha zetso me pawa sudo kayu me pawa sopo kayu me pawa annorato me pawa sawa sidi me purayacha sawa karma sutta me chittamo sidi ren koro hop ha 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 bhagavan sawa tathagata pecamami mancha pece pawa mahasamaya sato ahom pe om peca sato samaya manupanaya peca sato tenu paticha zetso me pawa soto kayu me pawa sopo kayu me pawa annorato me pawa sawa sidi me purayacha sawa karma sutta me chittamo sidi ren koro hop ha 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 bhagavan sawa tathagata pecamami mancha pece pawa mahasamaya sato ahom pe 做观想大礼拜，100根本传承上师及诸佛嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心三印，2拜诸菩萨，嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心三印，3拜诸菩萨金刚，嗡啊吽观想顶礼，回天心三印是平等以起手。 念圆满咒 ，Om Brim Om Brim Om Brim Om Mani Padme Hum。让我们以热烈的掌声感谢根本传承上师加持同修圆满吉祥。请大众常跪合掌，由真和中美国西雅图藏式请法仪式开始。
we have the ritual for Dharma invitation for the Tsongkhapa deity yoga. Homage to the lineage root guru and the rituals of the altar.
平等一起手。恭请根本传承上师圣尊莲生活佛于戊戌年秋季大法会首传宗喀巴祖师念诵法。
of Tsongkhapa on the 2018 Autumn Grand Ceremony. Centuries ago, Lama Tsongkhapa founded Gelugpa. Prior to his parinirvana, he transmitted his robe and crown to the first Kanten Tripa, the spiritual leader of the Gelugpa. Over 500 years have passed. The 100th Kanten Tripa came to Seattle and offered the Dharma King robe to the living Buddha Lian-Sheng. Long ago, the Dragon King Uru also offered a precious conch from the Naga kingdom to the Buddha, and the Buddha gave it to Sariputra, the wisest one. The conch was then hidden in the Gopuri mountain, and the Buddha predicted that it would be of use to a great master in the future. When Lama Tsongkhapa went to the Gopuri mountain, the gigantic rock exclaimed repeatedly, "The master has come. I have guarded this treasure for many lifetimes. Please come and get your own thing." He then retrieved the Dharma conch, and today living Buddha Lian-Sheng has this conch with him. With great compassion, His Holiness has delivered sentient beings lifetime after lifetime. The secrets of past and present lives are all part of the Bodhisattva work. With the marvelous conch resounds, we Buddhist disciples in front of the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas and all divinities offer our utmost reverence to beseech our lineage root guru, His Holiness living Buddha Lian-Sheng, to transmit Tsongkhapa Buddha Dharma on September 8, 2018 at the annual Autumn Grand Ceremony. The manifestation of Manjushri Bodhisattva is the most precious Tsongkhapa. Great success is the Dharma collection, sutric and tantric, profound view and expansive action. His Holiness descends to samsara to continue the lineage to teach the multitudes of sentient beings. You disciples pray with all earnestness. Please bestow the Dharma transmission of the Tsongkhapa deity yoga. Showered in the Dharma flow, may the Buddha seed grow. May the supreme celebration brings auspiciousness to us all. Now we invite the Vice Abbot of Seattle Temple to come forward and present an offering of the Tsongkhapa statue.
We
pray to our lineage Guru to please bless us and to the Tsongkhapa to shine his bright light so that the ceremony will proceed smoothly and successfully.
敬献哈达及供养，以表对根本传承上师法王圣尊莲生活佛最崇高之敬意。 请起立，顶礼根本传承上师及坛城三宝。嗡啊平等一起手。西雅图雷藏市戊戌年秋季大法会宗喀巴祖师念诵法请法仪式圆满吉祥。
So the ritual for Dharma invitation for the Jambhala deity yoga for the 2018 Autumn Grand Ceremony has now been completed. Now please be seated.
大 大家一起虔诚恭敬合掌，恭请根本传承上师为大家做宝贵的法语开示。
Buddha Dharma teaching. First, let us pay homage as to the lineage gurus, homage to the Venerable Mang Liao Ming, homage to Master Sakya Tsung Kong, homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, and homage to Master Dukten Tarji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. And homage to the main deity of the group practice today, the yellow Jambhala, the wealth deity, and the 5 Dhyani Buddhas and all deities. Sumo, Ranzhen Chacho, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, all disciples present here and over the webcast. Our participating VIPs today are Madam to Ambassador Daniel Liao, the rep from the Republic of China to Sweden and Norway, Dharma Sister Judy, accountant to the Buddha Foundation, Dharma Sister Teresa, Dr. Zhang,
Australia, Taiping Shensi,
and Justice of Peace from Australia, Dharma Brother Liang,
Australia, 商标法律顾问
and the attorney from Australia, Dharma Brother Ma, the producers for the Geni Tensang Shinten from CTI-TV Taiwan, Dharma Sister Rebecca Suyachi, PR Director of True Buddha School, Taiwan Temple, Dharma Brother Fermi Wang, and all the Dharma brothers and Dharma sisters from all over the world. Good evening, everybody. How do you do? Today, we did the practice of yellow Jambhala. And as we know, tomorrow at the Rainbow Temple, there would be the Vaisravana, or the wealth treasure deity. And the outfit should be all yellow for today and tomorrow, and also for the autumn grand ceremony, which is of the Tsongkhapa, and there would also be yellow robe and yellow crown. So recently we can just wear yellow. So next Saturday there would be the grand ceremony. So yellow Jambhala and Vaishravana, they are both well deities. So we can pray to them so that in the mundane world we can have abundant and ample resources and provisions, which is wealth and good fortune. And it can also turn adversities into something that goes smoothly. So which means if you encounter lots of obstruction and difficulties, by becoming the primary supplicant, things will turn around and will go smoothly. And Tsongkhapa's first guru is Tongtrul Rinchen. So from he became ordained until about 16 or 17, his guru was Tongtrul Rinchen. And he told Tsongkhapa that in your life you would encounter a lot of negative or unsupportive or adverse affinities or people, basically. So remember that you need to practice Vaishravana or yellow Jambhala, that it will turn adversities into supportive affinity. So that's what Tongtrul Rinchen Rinpoche told Lama Tsongkhapa. So when he was practicing, when he was building the Maitreya Great Hall or temple, he did not have enough money or resources to do so. So he practiced yellow Jambhala and Vaishravana. And afterwards, many people notice his virtues and spiritual cultivation power. So they supported this Maitreya quarter or hall. So this was something that Tsongkhapa did. This was a marvelous thing that Tsongkhapa did to build the Maitreya's Bodhisattva's quarter or temple. As for the Dharma invitation ritual, I would like to invite all of you to become primary supplicants for the grand ceremony. Why? Because recently he was born during the Yuan dynasty at the time of the Lian-Sheng emperor. So it is in between Yuan dynasty and Ming dynasty. So he was born during that era. And his attainments were extremely tremendous. In today's world, today's Buddhist world, it's very rare and few to have someone like Tsongkhapa. So the red, white sakya and yellow sects are combined, and he compiled and connected all the sutric and tantric teachings of all the 4 sects of tantric Buddhism as well. This is extremely rare. Most people, if they practice sutric Buddhism, they would oppose the tantric Buddhism or vice versa. But only during Tsongkhapa's time that he embraced both the sutric and tantric Buddhism. So he had extremely great, meritorious deed. Tsongkhapa had many secrets. His origin was a secret. Second, his reincarnation, how he reincarnated, was also a secret. And third, during that time, during the era of Tsongkhapa, there was the 5 treatises of Maitreya Bodhisattva, and also the Madhyamaka of Nagarjuna. So what was popular then was the Mula, Madhyamaka, Sautrantika, and Prasangika. So the Mula, so the Madhyamaka, Prasangika of Buddha Palita and Bhivaveka, and then Madhyamaka, Sautrantika. But why was Tsongkhapa got into the Madhyamaka, Prasangika? Actually, his view was extremely profound. Many people could not differentiate between Madhyamaka, Sautrantika, and Madhyamaka, Prasangika. Only Tsongkhapa analyzed and provided clear exposition on them. And he also studied the 5 treatises of Maitreya and also the 5 treatises of Madhyamaka. So, in Tibet, what was popular in Tibet, the treatises of the 5 great treatises of Tibet, which is the ornament of clear realization of Mahayana Sutras, distinguishing the middle from the extreme, distinguishing Dharma and Dharma time, the sublime continuum. So Tsongkhapa studied them all, and also on the, and this is also a secret about Madhyamaka, Sautrantika, and Madhyamaka, Prasangika, how he entered into its depths and understood and received the instructions from Manjushri Bodhisattva. These are all the secrets. These are all secrets. And the first one that he encountered were the 35 Buddhas. When he was in retreat for 6 months, he met the 35 Buddhas without heads. So he did not have any other way other than to pray to Manjushri Bodhisattva. And then Manjushri Bodhisattva instructed him to chant, and then to chant the Buddha's name. And then the heads of the 35 Buddhas appeared. So the image and the mudras of the 35 Buddhas were all painted or drawn based on Tsongkhapa's instruction. So any one of you know the epithet for Buddhas? What are the most epithets for the Buddha? From the should be offered to the Buddhas. So please stand up and right. 10 of them. Tathagata, worthy of offerings, truly awakened, fully clear in conduct, well gone, understanding the world, unexcelled leader, trainer of men, Buddhas, world honored one. So Manjushri instructed Tsongkhapa to recite these 10 epithets of the Buddha and then the names of the 35 Buddhas, and then the 35 Buddhas would show their complete appearances. So usually you chant Hiking Kuan Yin Sutra, but at the time of extreme urgency, you need a few minutes to chant Hiking Kuan Yin Sutra. From Hiking Kuan Yin Sutra to Namo the Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya, until the end. And then you also need to chant the 8 great bodhisattvas, and by the time you're ending it, then it's too late. So Hiking Kuan Yin Bodhisattva would appear, but at an extreme urgency, and in this urgent situation, when you want to pray to her, you can just chant one statement. Namo Gawang Guan Yin Jing, which is Namo Hiking Guan Yin Sutra. That's it. But normally you chant the Hiking Guan Yin Sutra in completion. But at extreme urgency, when it's dangerous, extreme danger, then you just chant the name of the sutra, Namo Hiking Guan Yin Sutra. I was instructed by the Hiking Guan Yin Bodhisattva about this. Normally, if you want to purify yourself, you would chant Namo Gawang Guan Yin Jing or Namo Hiking Guan Yin Sutra, and the head would be purified, would become white. And you recite again Namo Hiking Guan Yin Sutra, the throat would be white and clean and purified. And then you recite again Namo Gawang Guan Yin Jing, the upper body would be purified. And then you recite again Namo Hiking Guan Yin Sutra, the lower body would be purified. And then you recite again Namo Hiking Guan Yin Sutra, the upper legs would be purified. And then you recite again Namo Hiking Guan Yin Sutra, the lower legs would be purified, and then the whole body will be purified. So every morning, if you recite this, and your whole body from head to toes would be purified, and then you recite the sutra, and then you do your practice, and you would benefit even more. Or if you encounter something bad as you leave the house, then they will be eliminated. Then you will not be contaminated by them, by any of the negative or evil energies. evil gods or evil ghosts, their energy will not be able to attach to you, to go near you. So there are many secrets to many things. And what did Tsongkhapa, what secrets did Tsongkhapa have? I will talk about it at the grand ceremony. If you become the primary supplicant, you create affinity with Tsongkhapa. Then you can transform. In the least, you would be able to transform any adverse affinities into good affinities. And for the highest attainment, you will be able to attain Buddhahood in this lifetime, in this body. All the same, you can also attain Buddhahood in this lifetime, in this body. That's the highest attainment. But in the least, at the lowest attainment, you would be able to transform negative affinities into positive affinities. So at this grand ceremony, the Dharma transmission would be that of Zhe Tsongkhapa, and I hope that everyone would become the primary supplicants. Actually, Tsongkhapa has a very close affinity with Grandmaster. As you remember, when Grandmaster was expounding on the development stages of Tantrayana, at the very beginning, prior to the opening of the exposition, Lama Zhe Tsongkhapa appeared in the space and radiated a bright rays of light. And you remember when you listened to it? He appeared at the beginning of the exposition, and then before Tsongkhapa, the origin was Adisha, Dipamkara. So Adisha, Dipamkara, Zhe Tsongkhapa, these are all very closely related. Because at the time of Tsongkhapa, he believed that he had the lineage of Kadampa, or that Atisha, of the Atisha. So he personally believed that he held the lineage of Atisha in the Kadampa. So that was the new Kadampa. He established Gelugpa, which was the new Kadampa. So that was the lineage. So you need to recognize this guru, this lineage guru, Adisha, Dipamkara, and Tsongkhapa were related. He also studied lots of things from Kadampa. So he was under the belief that he had the lineage of Adisha and Kadampa. And his true origin is a secret, and I will talk about it at the grand ceremony. I cannot say it now, otherwise there will not be any novelty during the grand ceremony. So Yellow Jambhala and Vaisravana, the deity for Homa tomorrow, can transform negative or adverse affinities into positive and supportive affinity. It can be done in this world. So the great Tsongkhapa, primarily he paid respect in many gurus, numerous of them, and the ones that he took refuge in, that he relied on, the primary ones was 14 of them. And on top of those, there were numerous gurus, countless of them. And the most important ones there were 3 of them who raised him from he was little, Dondrup Rinchen Rinpoche, and then the other guru was Rendawa Chonu Lodro, a Sakya guru. So Jetjun Rendawa, this was one of the most important or the primary guru. And the one who transmitted Manjushri instruction is Lama Buapa, the one who could transmitted the instructions of Manjushri Bodhisattva to Tsongkhapa. These were the 3 most important gurus of Tsongkhapa. I will talk more in details or clearly at the grand ceremony. Today, we will talk about the other key formulas. Still talking about the inner fire. See, the other key formulas. In the beginning of the practice, perform mandala and 100-syllable mantra. Mandala is extremely important. We were negligent. Why mandala offering is extremely important? Manjushri Bodhisattva told him, do we have mandala plate here? This is the mandala offering. Anyone practicing this? Anyone? Great mandala offering. Anybody? Anybody? Nobody. This is one of the 4 preliminary practices. So Tsongkhapa received the instruction from Manjushri Bodhisattva that he had to practice this great mandala offering. This is one of the 4 preliminary practices, right? Did you practice this? It's okay to use rice or using gems and jewels. Most importantly, at the center, the highest point, that's the Mount Sumeru. And below it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 levels represent the 4 continents. So by making this offering, you offer to the Mount Sumeru and the 4 continents, and including all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and divinities. So once you make offering to all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and all the deities inside this great mandala offering set, then this is the best way to accumulate merits and good fortunes. And this is called the Great Mandala Offering in Tantric Buddhism. Anybody that has practiced this would have their resources increased tremendously. So first you perform this mandala, which is this, and 100-syllable mantra. So what is the 100-syllable mantra? Is for repentance. Repentance for all your past deeds. That's also 4 preliminary practices. Great mandala and great prostrations, 4-fold refuge, and the 4 immeasurables. They are considered the fundamental or preliminary practices. And the 9 postures of the contemplation is the same as above. And that's the Vairocana's 7 postures plus 2 more. That would be the 9 postures of meditation. Especially the crucial point of sitting upright with the legs crossed. That meant 2 legs crossed. Do they refer to legs or knees? So, with legs crossed and both hands on the knees, and the 6 mudras of the furnace for the external body, the 6 mudras for the internal channels, and the 6 mudras for the secret body, for a total of 18 mudras. So in order to generate inner fire or tumo, Milarepa generated his tumo or inner fire using these 18 mudras. So what are the 6 mudras of the furnace for the external body? This seat, when you sit, there should be some to lift your behind at the back. So what is the 6 mudras of the furnace? Is 6 triangles, but I cannot do it because this is flat. There should be something risen at the back. So both legs crossed and both arms. I need to lift this higher so that people can see. It would be very difficult. Now I ate a little bit too much. So cross both legs. So there are already 2 triangles, right? And then 2 hands cross, holding the knees. So a triangle above and a triangle below. And then the two legs would come up to the chest. 1 triangle, 2, 3, 4 triangles, 5 and 6. So that's the 6 mudras of the furnace, or 6 furnace mudras for the external body. Furnace. And the navel chakra inside, also 6 furnace mudras. Below it, there's a triangular, right? See? So 3 triangles and 3 triangles below, and at the center, there's a Dorje Patmu. Standing upright. So that's the 6 furnace mudras inside the body. And then the 6 furnace mudras for the secret body. And altogether 18 mudras, and you need to be able to master all these 18 in order to generate the inner fire. This is in the other key formulas. So it's very difficult to keep this 6 furnace mudras for a long time. So you need to use like a cloth belt to bind your own body around your legs, around your arms, and to push on the navel area. And then you perform the Treasure-based energy yoga to enter into the central channel and to ignite the inner fire. So today what we are talking about on the other key formulas, and this is it. So the outer 6 furnace mudras, inner 6 furnace mudras, and secret 6 furnace mudras. So that in your mind there are also the 6 furnace mudras. So this was written in Lamdre, the 18 mudras. Now, do you understand clearly? They are all triangles. Externally, there are 6 triangles. At the navel chakra, there are 6 triangles, and at your body chakra, there are also 6 triangles. For a total of 18 mudras. So this is a key formula. Milarepa relied on these 18 mudras to ignite his inner fire. There's a disciple who asked several questions. Someone from Australia, Dharma Sister Zhu Xiaoping. How should a tantric disciple view organ donation? It's very common in the West, but not in the East. It is common and accepted in the West. And he wrote, there are many research. Organ donations in Asia is much less than the West. That's because of their religions and because of past lives. Their family members are afraid that they would be accused of for lack of filial piety. or that they may suffer during their rebirth because of this. But let me tell you, it is actually as you wish. It's up to you. In Tantric Buddhism, there are few for lineage gurus or for sadhakas to donate their organs after death, because according to the tradition that we need to make sure that the soul has left the physical body before you donate your organs. In Tantric Buddhism, it's the same. You need 48 hours, 2 days, or 3 days to wait until their consciousness leaves through the crown. But unfortunately, after such time that maybe the organs would have gone bad, the heart will not beat anymore and the liver doesn't work. But I said it is up to you, because once you have the intention, you have donated all your organs and body, like the cornea of the eyes or any parts. Once you have the intention that Buddhas and Bodhisattvas will protect you around and will alleviate your suffering. And Bodhisattvas will be able to take your consciousness or your soul and guide them to the Pure Land. So that's why I said it is up to you. It is meaningful either way. I mean, it has its own point either way. One time I did not understand English. At the driver license place, and someone asked me if I want to sign. And I thought by signing I would get my driver license. And then Simu walked by and said, "Please don't sign." I said, "Why not?" That's for the organ donation, that you agree to donate your organs. So if you sign, then if something happens to you, then you would donate your organs. That's at the place where you extend or get your driver license. Good thing that Simu understood English. But it's okay if I signed at that time too. Because if you have accident, all of a sudden you donate your organs, that's fine too. Because you have had accident. It's better to have your cornea for people, or if you have good liver or kidneys or heart, for other people to use. So they would go to other people's bodies, and Buddhas and Bodhisattvas would radiate light and guide your consciousness to the Pure Land. So that's why, in my opinion, either way is fine. It's up to you. So I have replied to the question about organ donation for a tantric disciple.
然后我有讲过，新加坡樟宜
And I have said that the prisoners on death row at the Zhangyi prison in Singapore, they took refuge in Grandmaster and single-minded in chant the Guru Mantra and hiking Kuan Yin Sutra, and many of them donated their organs. And upon cremations, they had colorful sariras and sarira flowers. So, because they were prisoners on death row, and in Singapore they would be hanged. In Taiwan, they would be shot at execution. And then if he didn't die, the person being shot did not die sometimes, but the person who shot died of surprise. There is a body sacrifice, like say in the Chot tradition of Machi Lapdron. And in Tantric Buddhism, we also have that practice too. It's fine.
第二个问题，以佛教的角度看安乐死是属于自杀还是他杀？是自杀还是他杀？
And for the like terminal euthanasia, like when you have terminal illness and then you take some drugs to put yourself to sleep, basically, to kill yourself. Is that murder or is that suicide? Someone in Australia wanted euthanasia. Or like mercy killing, and said that long life is a kind of punishment. And Grandmaster also doesn't want to live a long life. Now I know I will die, what year I will die. Golden Mother told me in my dream that I would die at a certain year. And then I confirmed it with Golden Mother. Is that the case? And Golden Mother said yes. So now I know what year I will die. But I will not tell anybody. In a single digit. I would not live a long life. My father lived to be 86. It would be less than that. Less than my father's. So it is extremely difficult to face euthanasia. And I have given the teaching in the past. In the Buddhist field, it is a gray area. In Mahayana Buddhism, it is extremely prohibited because that's violating the precept of killing. But in Tantric Buddhism, it's different because there's bardo deliverance in Tantrayana. So there are a lot of misery and suffering for the terminally ill patients. Because if they have to suffer so much before they die naturally, that's lack of compassion. If someone that truly master bardo deliverance and transference of consciousness, they can perform it, and so that the patient doesn't have to suffer so much. And if they perform the bardo deliverance, then they don't violate the precept of killing. And Grandmaster has a method. If you find the formula to end your life for your particular life, so this kind of method means that you will not be enlivened again. So which means, like, if you're in a coma, you're on the bed, you still have consciousness, but you cannot move. So the worst is that you had stroke and your brain is completely damaged. You cannot talk, you cannot open your eyes. What's left is just a slight consciousness, but the body is still good. The heart is normal. The blood pressure is normal. And all the heart, liver, kidneys, lungs, a spleen, they're all normal and healthy. But because of the stroke and your brain, your whole body cannot move anymore. So the person just laid in bed. So I taught this method and just find the formula for ending your life. And then if you do it in 3 months, very fast, then he would leave. But the wife and the son said, this is too cruel. This is too cruel. Well, if you want him to continue to live, then what can you do? Then he would definitely be just in coma, in bed. With the slight consciousness, he knows a little bit what he wants to say or what he thinks, but he cannot move at all. So you want him to just lay there continually, then just let him be. So which one is more cruel? To let him lay in bed or to alleviate him? So who is cruel? The one living or the one in coma? Laying in bed. In coma.
一般的认知是佛教不容许自杀的，因为自杀就是杀佛。
Most Buddhist viewpoints cannot commit suicide because that's the same as killing a Buddha. But in the sutras, it was recorded that Sakyamuni Buddha once permitted 3 monks to kill themselves. Huh? Because they attain hardship. I'm sorry, I missed that. Of course, there's explanation for this too. And from my viewpoint about euthanasia or mercy killing, it's up to you. If you want them to die or to leave the world, then you can find Grandmaster, I can teach you. Because it's impossible for them to go well and to become alive again. So what use is staying here? But it is up to you. The third question, how is the heart mantra be generated? How is the heart mantra generated? At what spiritual cultivation heart mantra is generated? So I have explained that heart mantra is the sound waves generated by Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. And through these sound waves, then you would be able to generate the power of your body. So how do you generate heart mantra? There is a sound in the universe. The most primordial sound is Om. Om, the sound. So that's why we start with Om. And we end with Hom. Or Siddhi Hom. To end. And Hom. And in the middle, if you use Beja, that means wisdom, or the name, like Vishnuya, the name, or Ganesh, his name, Brahma, that's his name, many names, or Marichi, that's her name, Saraswati, that's her name, Saraswati. So starts with Om, the wise Saraswati, and her attainment accomplished. So that's how you explain. But the realm is very profound and expansive. At what realm can you generate heart mantra? That you would be able to hear your inner sound, then you would be able to generate heart mantra. Om Guru Lian-Sheng Siddhi Hom. Om, the boundless universe. The Guru who attained wisdom, and his realm will have attainment in the future and deliver many sentient beings. So that's the meaning of Om Guru Lian-Sheng Siddhi Hom. There's a disciple who asks other people to recite his heart mantra. So if this disciple can truly hear his own inner sound and ask other disciples to recite his heart mantra, whether it complies with the Dharma law or not, it depends whether his heart mantra is authentic or not. So that's how it is. I cannot say that my disciples, none of my disciples will hear the inner sounds. I cannot say that because some disciples may be able to hear the inner sounds and they would have their own heart mantra. Why people say that the Lanka Tavara Do you need empowerment to recite this mantra? Lanka Samvara. There are many mantras inside. I cannot say if it is authentic or not, the sutra. The Surangama mantra. Surangama Dharani. Someone by the family name Li. How do you pronounce that name?
总之我按照我的方法，它好像象征的真啊，但是是3点水，叫念什么
How do you pronounce his name?
你们语言
Surangama Mantra.
国文底子好的，3点水，一个，然后像征求的征一样，叫什么？啊？李真还是李成？
李真 or 李成
都一样。
Anyway, it's all the same.
无边呐，无边读中间，有边读边，无边读中间。好了，在大陆上。
So you recite the radical.
李成，好。
So you say
他对
李成. So
李成 ，OK.
Neither I or he was right from mainland China.
他研究。
He's very well educated and he did research on Surangama Sutra. And he wrote a book about resolving the falsehood of Surangama Sutra. Have you read the book? So he found 100 areas of the Surangama Sutra that were false because the language and the wordings were not like the typical sutras of Sakyamuni Buddha's time. So it looked like a Chinese literature. And the wordings are very beautiful and lyrical. Of course, it was really well written, but this person picked 100 false or fake problems with it. So it's okay for you if you want to recite the Surangama mantra, but you need empowerment for it. How come you have never read the books that I read? Then 100 falsehoods of Surangama Sutra. So, question, do you need Bardo deliverance after you're being reborn into the Buddha land? Do you still need to cultivate spiritually after being reborn in the Buddha land? If once you get to the Buddha lands, it's non-returning. But before you attain Buddhahood, you still need to cultivate spiritually there. So even when you're reborn in the Pure Land, you still need to cultivate spiritually, but you can attain Buddhahood very fast. So Buddha Land,
very happy country. Western Buddha, very happy country. 你到了那个极乐世界。 If you get to the Western paradise or the realm of utmost bliss, whether you're born there with karma in the lower realms, or you're reborn there after you eradicate your karma, you still need to practice before you attain Buddhahood. So even when you are reborn in the Buddha lands, you still need to cultivate spiritually, but it would be very easy because there are spiritual companions around you. So do you still need Bardo deliverance? Let me tell you, the statement of Confucius is, you worship the gods as if the gods are there. If you respect your ancestors, you Bardo deliver your ancestors, you make offering to your ancestors. So like what the witch said, that people that have gone to the Buddha lands, those that see Bardo delivered,
She said she claimed that they have been gone to the Pure Lands, but if you believe her, then you would be dead because they are not in the Buddha lands. Because she used ghost. So instead they fell lower. And she also claimed that the realm of the XX Hall is the same as Maha Twin Lotus Ponds. How could that be? How could that be? So the ghosts of the 911 and the ghost died from the tsunami in Aceh, Indonesia, with the same as Maha Twin Lotus Ponds? How could that be? How could that be possible? It's just whatever she said. Like my sister Sophia, she which Bardu delivered her and claimed that Sophia had become a Buddha by the name of the Buddha of the great knowledge. And a few days ago, I asked Sophia, because she's still living at my place, because she's staying around for 3 years. And I told her, hey, I've kept you for 3 years, because prior to your death, you asked me to keep you, and now I've kept you for 3 years. Where would you want to go? Why don't you just go? Don't live at my house anymore. But she said, no, I just want to live in your house. And I said, for how long? And she said, forever. And then I asked her, how many ghosts are in my house? 3. There are 3 ghosts in my house now. And I don't raise them. They came by themselves. But I kept Xu Ruiguang, Sophia, for 3 years. And she wanted to leave after 3 years, but now she changed her mind and she wanted to stay in my house forever. And there were 2 more. They like to live inside my fridge. That was strange. Why? Every time I walk by the fridge, then you would make this bang sound. The other day I walked by a few days ago. Every time I walk by the fridge, there would be a bang sound. And I have several fridges in my house, and they hid inside it. Why? Because cold likes cold, so they like cold. So they hide inside my refrigerator. So if you come to my house, please don't open the fridge. So after being reborn in the Buddha lands, do you still need Bardu deliverance? I think yes, because you respect your ancestors, so you worship the God as if the God is there. So by performing Bardu deliverance, as if we pay respect to the ancestors. So now, by having them Bardu delivered, I am respecting them. Doesn't matter where they go or where they are now. So like you don't listen to the witch, you know, because Sophia, she is in my house, and yet she said that she's gone to the Buddha land, becoming a Buddha. If someone who committed suicide can be Bardu delivered to become a Buddha, then I'd rather kill myself and have her Bardu delivered me and become the full Buddha. How could that be? She was captured by the ghosts, and I got her back and hid her in my house. How could she claim that she was about to deliver to become the great knowledge Buddha. How could that be? And she even gave a name. If she had such power, then I would just kill myself and have her Bardo delivered. I wouldn't live long anyway. Oh, what time is it? There's a couple who's celebrating wedding anniversary in a restaurant, and in a romantic atmosphere, the wife told the husband, "Would you like to marry me again in the future life?" And the husband was answered with emotion, "I'm very happy meeting you in this life, but once is enough. I will give the opportunity to another person in the next life so that someone else would be happy." Actually, I feel very happy in this life. And then nothing to add because very happy. That's it. It's good to have two people to grow old together. That's not an easy matter. It's really not an easy matter. We're extremely happy. This has helped me tremendously. Uh, 5 kilograms of cotton and 50 kilograms of lady and 50 kilograms of iron. Which one is heavier? Is the girl, the woman. Why? Because the woman can gain weight. Oh, because she deceived her weight. Do you believe how many kilos she is? And she would say, "Oh, I've lost a lot of weight." But from the back, she looks the same. You know who I'm talking about, right? At the senior center, there are 3 elderlies are competing who has the worst Alzheimer. And the first elderly said, "My Alzheimer is really bad. In the morning, when I pick up the newspaper, I would forget whether I'm about to read it or I have finished reading it." So that's really bad. And the second elderly did not want to lose and said, "Every morning, after I take off my pants and sit on the toilet, I would forget. Am I about to release my bowel or I have finished?" Oh, this is also really bad. They're about the same. And then the last elderly opened his mouth and said slowly, "Oh, those are nothing compared to my Alzheimer. Have I said it, or am I about to say it? That's even worse. In the past, I also have some memory loss, but recently my memory has improved tremendously. Tsongkhapa's memory is incredible. He's very smart and he had great memory. A niece would always peel the apple before she eats it. And yesterday, the auntie peeled the apple for her and told her there are lots of benefits eating the apple peels. The nutritionist researched that, and the little niece could not quite understand, and then said, "Auntie, I'll just give you all the peels to you in the future." So you can't be like that, right? So in our Buddhist studies, you cannot go over or under. So like for Grandmaster do the practice according to a certain discipline. At what time I would do certain things. When to practice meditation, when to recite the sutras, when to perform the prostrations, and to do what at what time. It is routine. And I don't go over and I don't go under. Very stable and making progress. And this is the spirit of Buddhist study. If you're over, if you rush too much and you can't get anywhere sometimes. If you're too slack or too lazy, then you need to push yourself a little bit. If it's too much, then you need to decrease. It's the same with meditation. You cannot say, I want to meditate now. Meditate, 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 meditate. Then it's impossible to enter into meditation. And you need to relax. Relax. Just to relax everything. But then you go like this. Then that's no good either. That's not meditation. That's falling asleep. So meditation is between tightness and slack. If it's too loose, then you tighten up. If it's too tight, then you loosen it. That's what the Buddha said. If it's too tight, it's like when you play on a lute or guitar. If it's too tight, then it would snap. But if it's too loose, then the sound is not right. It has to be just right, not too tight, not too loose. Then it would be just right. Om Mani Padme Hum.
非常感谢根本传承上师宝贵的法语开示。
So very truly grateful to His Holiness Precious Dharma teachings. We have several announcements. Tomorrow, September 2nd, Sunday at 3 p.m. His Holiness will be at the Rainbow Temple, presiding over the Vaisravana Homa fire offering ceremony, and confer the corresponding empowerments afterwards. For details, please check dbs.org. And before the Homa tomorrow from 1:30 to 2:10 at the Homa Hall, there would be the book reading of Grandmaster's books. 266. The golden verses, and you can bring the book or you can just read it from the dbboye.org. There would be direct webcasts for this reading, and for details you can check it dbboye.org. And we have a conference for all True Buddha School Dharma propagators, including the directors of temple and chapters. We hope to share, to learn and grow together. We hope that everyone will participate, and please find the rep of True Buddha Foundation, Reverend Lian-Tong and Reverend Lian-Eng at the True Buddha Foundation. And for details, please check the dbs.org. And for the annual Autumn Grand Ceremony organized by True Buddha School Seattle Temple on September 8, 2018, Saturday at 2 p.m. at the Maiden Bow Center in Bellevue, Washington, our lineage root Guru, His Holiness Living Buddha Lian-Sheng, will transmit the Buddha Dharma of the Tsongkhapa and confer the corresponding empowerments. And the primary supplicants are invited to register at the Sheng-yen Foundation booth. For $888, you can become a primary supplicant and receive a reserved seating on Saturday, hatha for presentation to the lineage Guru, starting at 10:30 on Saturday, and also a small souvenir. 无限感恩您的发心支持赞助，期待您的到来，欢迎大家莅临参加。 Thank you for your support and participation. And on September 16, 2018, Sunday, at the Rainbow Temple in North Bend, Washington, His Holiness will again perform the Life Essence Burial Ceremony to transform and improve our faith and destiny. Now we'll be incanting Buddha.
Oh
请新皈依者到坛城前长跪，恭请圣尊为新皈依者做皈依灌顶。
Now we are inviting His Holiness to bestow the refuge initiation. If you would like to take refuge, please come forward to the center of the temple and personally receive the refuge initiation from His Holiness. If you're not present in person and would like to take refuge, you may send a letter to the foundation.
恭请圣尊加持大悲咒水及为佛像开光。请大家起立做大礼拜，一拜根本传承上师及诸佛。Om。
Please stand up and make prostration.
二拜诸菩萨。Om Hom。三拜诸护法金刚。Om Hom。四平等一起手。同学会圆满吉祥结束了，感谢根本传承上师的大加持，感谢师母、诸位上师、教授师、法师、讲师、助教、贵宾、同门善信大德的护持，谢谢大家，阿弥陀佛。We now conclude this live broadcast. Thank you for viewing.